Hello everybody, welcome to my English channel. My name is Lorena and I am the Philosophical Witch. Today I would like to discuss a phrase that I've been thinking a lot about lately. It's the phrase meant to be, when something is meant to be. It seems to me that the key to understanding this phrase, it's in the phrasing, right? For something to be meant to be, we have to mean it. We have to mean it to existence. We have to will it to existence, and then it becomes meant to be. Right? So we're going to discuss this dance that we are constantly doing with God, or the singularity, source, cosmos, however you want to call it, the universe. But we're gonna discuss this dance that we are in, where sure, some things come into existence because of our free will, but there are some cases where it wasn't meant to be, even though we really meant it, right? So there's two energies working here in tandem, yin and yang. Yin would be the masculine principle, also referring to the individual, so the person, the self. And yang would be the feminine principle, but also referring to the collective, the unknown, the essence of what everything is made of, right? So life is nothing but a dance between these two energies, polarities. And so every action, reaction, consequence, creation will be manifested by these two principles walking in tandem, in hand, right? So on one hand, we will have our own free will, our will. When we mean for something to occur, for a development, for an ending, for a start, for a relationship, for a change in economics, for a change in environment, right? Like when we mean for something to appear or to be created, this will need our determination, our persistence, our laser focused attention to a project. But it won't mean anything if we don't also grab the hand of God, the metaphorical hand of God, and let it lead us, and let it walk us through a more ideal path if necessary, right? So this would be like what the Christians always say, like, let God, or like Jesus take the wheel, like that phrase that always makes me laugh. But yeah, it's like a dance. You have to feel it. You have to get like in the groove, in the movement, where you take one step and then you have to take two steps back, and then one sideways, and then spin, and then go faster, and then go slow, right? And try to catch the rhythm through which like the universe is trying to like soothe you, or is trying to get you to immerse yourself in, right? So I don't think there's one without the other. I don't think that the cosmos plans can be fulfilled if we don't move to a specific direction, right? If we don't will ourselves into movement, into creation, if we don't meant for it to happen, right? But I also don't think that we can really will ourselves to provoking the universe to move to our will. I don't think that's exactly how it works. I think we can manifest things, but then they'll be too rigid, and with lack of that je ne sais quoi that comes when we hear the universe and we mix our heartbeat with the heartbeat of Gaia, and we start trotting the globe step by step, dancing with it. That's when like the real magic happens, right? So if you wanna manifest a relationship, you should will it to existence. You should use your free will to go to places, to meet people, to open yourself up, to heal, so that you can be ready for love, and you have to mean it. You really have to mean when you say to yourself, I want a relationship, and mean it. After that, you need to move with the universe, move with cosmos, move with God, ask for reassurance, ask for guidance. Try to hear like the spirits of the wind, try to hear your heartbeat and move along. Imagine you're in the middle of a symphony and you're playing the strings of a harp that's part of the whole orchestra, right? And you were trying to like get in the groove of it, right? And with this dance, you'll be led exactly to where you need to be, and you'll be able to listen to the will of the wisps, like listen to the great oracle that is the universe itself, right? It will speak to you, give you synchronicities. It'll also lock doors for you. It'll stop you from falling into danger, all of those things, unless you need to fall to learn a lesson, right? That's also part of the journey. But it's this balance, right? You need to find the balance between you and the cosmos, between yin and yang, the individual and the collective, like what we are manifesting as ourselves as individual and what the collective is manifesting, right? So if it's meant to be, it's because you meant it for it to happen, and the universe also meant it. The universe also heard you and started guiding you, and then you listened the guidance, right? So if you want to manifest a relationship or money or whatever, you first mean it, then you hear the signs and you walk, and with your willpower you will it to existence, but also knowing that the universe can see like a bigger picture of things, right? Like there's some struggles or some like steps that we are not aware of in the future, right? So when these obstacles start appearing and they seem to be unbreakable or like very hard to like a giant puzzle in your mind, you'll have to weigh in the situation and make a decision of whether this problem needs to be willed into existence, like whether you want to persist in it and show your free will and your motivation, or you want to let it be and stop trying to mean it to existence. And then we'll say the famous phrase like, I guess it was just not meant to be, right? Some things are just not meant to be, but others are, right? I guess like the idea behind this video is because I hear a lot in the spiritual community a bunch of people that they'll just spew out these words, like they'll say, oh, it was meant to be, right? It's destiny, is this and that. But I feel like they're very airy, like they're very floaty, like they're lacking ground or something, and they're lacking their will, they lack determination and persistence. Maybe they're very patient, but they are not really moving, right? They're not really active. That's the masculine principle. Like, you want something to happen, you work for it. You want your relationship to get better, you work for it. You want to improve in your economical status, you work for it, right? You don't just let it be. You don't just give it to God, and then when nothing moves around you, you just call it, oh, I guess it wasn't meant to be, because you didn't mean it enough. Maybe, sometimes, right? I mean, sometimes maybe it really wasn't meant to be, but you only realize that something wasn't meant to be after you meant it and you worked at it for long enough until you got tired, or you figure out the puzzle, or you just realize like, okay, this door is not opening. I'll go try and open another one, right? But don't give up too quickly. Try to build resistance, right? Try to really live your life with meaning it, so that it can be meant to be, so that then you can look back and be like, this is destiny, This was meant to be. Yeah, because every step you take, it brings you closer to where you're meant to be. What's the meaning behind your life? What is it all about? What are you trying to create? To give meaning to the life, you have to give it yourself. Nobody else is going to give it to you. God is not going to give you the meaning, not a partner or your job or the community. You have to be that force that means it every step, and then by the measure of your will, you create meaning around you and meaning for yourself and meaning for your life because you meant it. Then you'll live a life of meaning, and at the end of it, you can look back and be like, that was meaningful because I meant every step that I took. Not only that, but it was meant to be because I will it. I meant it to existence. I forced myself out of the predicaments of life, out of torturous situations, out of heartbreak and loneliness, out of suffering, out of boredom. I forced myself out of it. I meant it. I meant to have for myself a better life. I mean it. Okay? That's all I have for today. Just some food for thought, something I've been thinking about lately, how life is just two-stepping with the universe. And always trying to mean our steps, right? Always trying to figure out like the rhythm of life and let it guide you. And also you guide life sometimes, and you tell God what you want to happen, and you move and you switch places or you switch companies or whatever. But sometimes you have to like surrender to the rhythm as well. It's very much like dancing, but we can't just be like a leaf in the wind, just letting it blow us wherever. No, we have to live with intention. We have to call upon God or our gods and tell them, make this for me, make this happen, make it meant to be, will it to existence. And by doing that, we're also calling the forces of nature within ourselves that reconstruct our psyche and transform us into a new creature, into a new persona, into a new force, to a new element, into a new human. All of that is made by will. It's not ever an external force that just bounds with us and tell us what to do. That wouldn't be free will. That wouldn't be love. Love thyself, and you know the universe, and you'll know how to walk, and you'll know how to predict its movements, and you'll know what you want out of it. So if you want money, if you want something to change, if you want your heart to be fixed, if you want a partner, mean it. Mean it, walk with meaning, and make your life meaningful. And that's how you get a life that was meant to be. Thank you.